my name is Alexis. I'm an amateur genealogist. Welcome to Branches. In this channel, I discuss all things genealogy. In today's video, we'll be discussing Aglaia Ducote, or, well, we'll call her Aglaia because that's the name that was handed down through my family and how it's pronounced. Let's get into it. Aglaia Marie Ducote was born to Joseph Ducote III and his wife Elizabeth on July 27, 1859 in Cottonport, Louisiana. Aglaia had 15 siblings with at least 6 living past childhood. The family would primarily live in Cottonport until later in life when they would move to Texas. At the age of 11 years old in 1870, Aglaia is listed in her first census. She and the family are still in Cottonport, Louisiana. 7 years later, at the age of 18, she married Louis Cyrile Couvillon on October 23, 1877 in Moreauville, Louisiana. The following year, on August 11, 1878, Aglaia and Louis would have their first child, Joseph William Couvillon. 2 years later, in 1880, they would welcome their second son, Frank Edward Couvillon. In 1880, Aglaia is listed as 21 years old, and the family is still living in Cottonport, Louisiana. At the ages of 22 and 23, Aglaia would give birth to 2 more sons, Thomas Jerome and Odie J. On April 17, 1833, Aglaia will lose her father at his home in Cottonport. The following year, in 1884, the family would experience another loss, the birth and death of a son, Louis Couvillon. 2 years later, on March 2, 1886, she would have her first daughter and 6th child, Pearl Marie Couvillon. Then on January 5, 1888, in Cottonport, she would give birth to another daughter, Teresa Yaya Couvillon. In December of 1889, at the age of 30, she would have another child, Richard Couvillon. A few years later, in 1893, Aglaia would give birth to another girl, Flossie Couvillon. She had a lot of children. Seemed like every year, every couple of years, she would have a child. 2 years later, she would give birth to Louis Cyrile Couvillon on March 20th, 1895. The following year, in 1896, she would lose her daughter Flossie at only 3 years old. 2 years after the death of Flossie, she would give birth to another daughter, Sadie Marie Couvillon, born on March 1st, 1898. By this point, the family had moved to New Iberia in St. Martin's Parish, Louisiana. On October 10th, 1899, Aglaia would give birth to her final child, a son, Gustave Alpha Gus Couvillon, in New Iberia, Louisiana. In 1900, the census states her age is 38, but if she was born in 1859, her actual age would be 41 years old. The family was living in Vermilion, Louisiana at this time. Sometime in 1910, her son Richard, would pass away on December 21st, 1901. Aglaia would lose her mother in Cottonport on April 12, 1912. And then she would lose her son, Odie J, at the age of, he was 30 years old when he passed away, so pretty young. Sometime in the years between 1910 and 1920, the family moved to Texas because in the 1920 census, Aglaia is living in Harris, Texas, which is like Houston. It's just Harris is the county. On June 5th, 1928, Aglaia's husband, Louis, would pass away in New Iberia, Louisiana. The following year, on March 22nd, 1929, in Houston, Texas, Aglaia would pass away. In Aglaia's life, she would have a total of 12 children, with 2 not making it out of childhood, and 2 others died as young adults. She had a large, loving family and spent the majority of her life in Louisiana, while the last few years of her life spent in Texas. Aglaia is my 3rd great-grandmother. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, go ahead and give it a little thumbs up there, a like. And you can also leave a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you can be notified when my videos go live. I'll see you guys later.